Welcome to the February 2024 edition of Upfront and REAL, brought to you by Ohio Cooperative Living Magazine. I'm Karen Whitney, Director of Communications for Ohio's Electric Cooperatives, and with me today is our President and CEO, Pat O'Loughlin. You're here to talk about the people who power the cooperatives behind the scenes. And we always think about the line worker because they're so visible out there in the weather, in the elements, on the poles. But there's so many other important people out there behind the scenes that keep the lights on for our cooperative members. Talk to us about those positions.
Well, you're so right, Karen. Obviously, line workers are an important part of what we do, and they're the most visible part of the co-op. But electric co-ops are small businesses with a big job to do, and it takes a wide range of skills and experiences to do that. Obviously, we need to have engineers and IT professionals and accountants to handle things, member service representatives and billing specialists. If you look a little deeper, we obviously need professionals in other fields as well. Things like legal, human resources, other specialties, communications. All these things are an important part of doing our job well. Then even further behind the scenes, we have our power plants, where we have power plant operators, maintenance mechanics, control technicians, people that are specialists in logistics, purchasing. So there's a lot of specialties that come together to make your electric cooperative work for you.
That's a lot of careers too, for people, kids getting out of school, finishing college, or even right out of high school or trade school too. So a lot of careers opportunity. Yeah,
believe it or not, across the Ohio Electric Cooperative Network, we employ about 1,500 people in a wide variety of fields. We talked about linemen, that's one of our largest. Power plant workers are next, but then dozens and scores of people in each of the other specialties that I've talked about. And it's really important that we have those people with those skills to come together and to help us do the big job that we have to do.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people may not realize that the people that work in the cooperative, those employees, they live and work right there in those communities that they serve. And they're committed to those service areas. That's a unique thing about cooperatives. How does that benefit the member of the cooperative?
Yeah, I would say that's the secret sauce of electric cooperatives, really. First of all, we've got to have highly skilled, well-trained employees that know how to do the job. But the fact that they're grounded in the local communities, they're rooted in the values of those communities, they understand the people, they know a lot of them, their friends, neighbors, relatives are in the community. They understand really what the needs are beyond just the basics of getting the job done. And that really is what makes our electric cooperatives different. It's what makes our people special. They're not only committed to the work they do, but to the people that they serve.
Yeah, that's a really important one. And this is an important piece of news. I wanted to ask you about this. Is last month, important news happened. Ohio's electric cooperatives gained an important ally in its fight against the EPA to keep electricity reliable and affordable for all of the cooperative members, to make it a priority for legislatures at both the state and federal level. Senator Brown from Ohio, Sherrod Brown, came out in support of Ohio's electric cooperatives. How significant is that for Ohio and for cooperative members?
Well, it is important. We've been talking now for over a year about how some of the proposed rules that the EPA has put out there are bad ideas. They're going to be bad for people. They're going to hurt reliability of our electric systems. And Senator Brown has been a staunch environmentalist and supporter of environmental policy in the EPA for many, many years. He would say so himself. But even he has recognized that this proposed rule probably goes too far and is going to be harmful not only to people here in Ohio, but across the country, because it's going to hurt reliability and it's going to make electricity less affordable at a time when we need both those things. People are counting on us to have reliable electricity and to be able to afford it for their families.
And last question, I just want to bring this up because we are on the back end of winter now, and we know that we were on alert for winter, that we might be at risk for rolling outages. If we had a really harsh winter, we've had some cold days, but we have fared well. What would you say about our winter that we've had so far?
Yeah, so we've been through the month of January already, and we've had one pretty cold snap that we dealt with very successfully. And I think, awareness has been a big part of it. Preparation has been a big part of it. We realize that we are up against it as a nation, as a grid, that we need to be better prepared, and we've taken steps to do that. And this winter so far, it's paid off. We've still got some more winter to come. We don't really know what's going to happen. Weather can be a little unpredictable, but it is good to see that we were able to get through this first pretty significant cold snap in relatively good shape. And I think it's a good sign going forward. But there's still a lot to do to make sure that we continue to protect and preserve the resources that we have today, because we've shown they're good enough for today, but we know electricity demand's still going up, and we're going to need to do more in the future.
Okay. All right, Pat, thank you. And thanks to all of you who helped conserve energy this winter, and just keep plugging away until we look around the corner to spring.
Thanks, everybody. Stay safe, stay warm.